Except for this one, they made this smaller, but they have 3 new topwater baits. I'm gonna start with the little stick. I'm gonna start with my favorite one. I don't like to be, you know, one-sided or whatever, but this is by far my favorite one. It's the little stick 135. Basically what it is a miniature version of the big stick, and when you walk this bait, it literally goes side to side 180. And you can see that, you know, it's got that little cupped lip there, and every time you walk it, it throws water side to side. So I've got a lot of big smallmouth on it. Probably my 2 favorite colors. I'm gonna use the Ghost Minnow on bright bluebird days. It's got real translucent finish that sun can pass through. They don't get a good look at the bait. And then when I'm fishing low light, one of my favorite colors is the about shad color. It looks very similar to an alewife. These are great baits. I mean, probably one of my favorite IMA baits of all time, the Little Stick 135. So that's one of the new topwaters. The other one is a little bit different. This is a really wide walking deal. The Skimmer Grande, which is basically, it's just a larger version of the original Skimmer. And this bait, when it sits just like this, pretty much tilted the way it is. And really what they designed this for in Japan is to fish with the rod tip up and to fish it really fast. This is a bait that you're not going to walk wide, you want to walk it fast. Something when you're fishing really clear water, and you want to fast, sometimes you want to walk it slow, sometimes you want to walk it really fast. This is the bait to do that. You know, I tell you what, it's erratic. It doesn't walk the same each time, and it definitely triggers strikes. So when you're in a situation where you have to use a faster moving topwater bait, this is the bait to do that. The other topwater that they've come out with is the Healy Peas prop bait. It's a grande. They came out with a smaller one not too long ago, and now this is the larger version of it. This is the same deal. Prop baits are really good when the bluegills are spawning and they get on the beds, but there's certain times of the year, even for smallmouth, that I'm going to use a prop bait. A lot of times I'll use a prop bait and like a popper style bait when I'm fishing and my strike zone's a lot smaller. So if I'm going and I'm fishing a sunny day and I might catch them on the, you know, the little stick or the Skimmer Grande in the morning, once that sun gets up and there's a defined shade line and around docks and stuff like that, this is more of a bait that you're gonna kind of, you know, your strike zone's limited and you have to keep that bait resting there, and really when you pop this bait, it really has an action that's very similar to some of the wooden prop baits that I've used in the past. So it's an awesome bait. You can see how wide that back section is. It sits very unique, and when you pop it, it really has a good action to it. So the Healy Peas, I'll give you that. Go take a picture of that. It's pretty neat stuff. Cool color too, just like some of the blue ones.
Yeah.
They got this is PH Custom Lures. You know, there's a few baits that are really unique. This being one of them. So this is the Crazy Ace, and you know, honestly, I looked at it and I said, what am I gonna do with this? The first time I ever looked at it, I said, what do you do with that? This bait is pretty unique in that it's the only prop bait that I know of that you can actually walk side to side and that has a prop on the end of it. This bait, when it comes through the water, it'll kind of dive, and it has that prop blade on the back of it. It's really buoyant. It's balsa. Like I said, it actually casts really good for a balsa bait, like all the other baits he makes. But it's the first prop bait that I've ever been able to walk like that. So that's pretty cool. The Crazy Ace come in a bunch of different colors, your darks to all your natural and shad colors. They make a variety of different square bills. They make them from flat-sided square bills with the coffin bill to actually even a wake bait style. You can actually take this, you can see how the bill is angled downward like that. You can actually take it and put your rod tip up and wake it on the surface, and it's killer. And just like you would like a Bomber Long A or something like that. Really good little wake bait. The name of that wake bait is the Skinny Pea. Nope, sorry, it's a Sub Pea, and that's their wake bait. The Skinny Pea and the Pee Wees are the other flat-sided baits. They make walking baits. your walk the dog topwater baits. I think out of all of these, the ones I'm a big deep diving crankbait fan. I mean, I love to fish deep diving crankbaits. So the two baits I really liked, the LP12 and the LP16. This will dive 16 foot. It's actually a pretty heavy bait for a balsa bait. My initial impression when I had it in my hand the first time, because it was so heavy, I was like, how is this thing going to float? And what they've done is they've made it's still buoyant. You cast a mile, and it actually hunts. The deal with balsa baits is they hunt better than plastic baits. They have a better action, and I really think that you can catch more fish on balsa than plastic, especially in tough conditions when you have to make multiple casts to a target to get those fish to trigger. This bait has got such a cool hunting action, but it has such a cool deflection characteristic when it hits cover. You know, basically you can make the same cast and hit something, and it's going to do something a little bit different each time, and I think that's what triggers those tougher fish. So 12-footer, the LP12, and the big brother is the LP16. The other bait this is probably one of my favorite square bills that I've seen is I believe the name of this is called so this is the Little Hunter square bill. This will dive to about 4 foot. You can see there's a wide variety of colors. You got your crawfish colors, you got your bluegill colors, you got your red craw colors, you got your tried and trues, chartreuse blackback. The deal with this bait and all of these baits is they all come out of the package hand-tuned, like the good old days when baits were hand-tuned and tank tested, and he doesn't let one leave unless it has a hunting action to it. So with a lot of balsa crankbaits out there, you might have to buy 4 or 5 to get one to hunt correctly. This one every single one you buy will actually hunt. So check these guys out. This is some awesome stuff. PHCustomLures.com is where you can find a lot of these balsa handmade baits.